Hi, it's me, Ingrid INFP, and the topic of this video is what is success, and can the INFPs be successful? And this is a little bit of a petty response to one of my commenters, okay? This commenter wrote on my last video that he is disappointed, kind of, in that he followed me in 2020 because I was a successful person with a career, and that that he hasn't seen me grow since 2020, and I'm pretty much in the same place as in 2020, and that he wants to find people who are growing and who are and he said that I had momentum, but I pretty much wasted it. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but yeah, that's what he had to say. So it was basically that that he thought that I was successful, but apparently I'm not, because I haven't grown, and he has grown so much. And there are many ways I could answer this, but first of all, what is success? Is success a good thing? Why are you so into success? Why are you like so focused on success when there are other things in life that might be more important? So success, the traditional idea of success is that we're talking about achievements, and it's often talking about like reaching our positive, like reaching our goals, our achievements, like getting the positive outcome. And usually it's financially, usually it's career-wise, it's status-wise, it's the goals, that's the American dream is kind of that. So it's about having a successful business, for example. So success is a business that is lucrative, that's profitable. Success is having all of the status, the markers of wealth that a lot of people strive to get. So that might be a house that you own. It might be like being married to a spouse and having 2.5 kids, and having a dog and a nice car, like a sports car, and having a nice watch. Those are the kinds of like typical markers of success. Okay, and having a successful career is one of those markers. And a doctor is considered a status symbol, having a good standing and reputation among other people. That's just how it is in our society, in our Western capitalist society. So I do happen to be a doctor, okay? So that's what usually success is. But wouldn't you say that like success could be in different things depending on the culture, and it could be different areas of life? So you can be successful at your relationships, having relationships that are healthy and where each part feels loved and that aren't toxic, you know? So it could be not just financial or career-wise, there's also the relational aspect. There's also maybe you like traveling, and maybe success is being able to travel the way that you want. There are people who think of success as like growing personal growth. Going to therapy is making you into a more successful person because you're reaching your goals of different parts of your life that you want to get better at processing, you know. You could say that family, that you're successful because you have a family. At the same time, it's kind of a little bit shaky there because, you know, is a successful marriage when the two people are together the longest amount of time? Not really if it's a toxic relationship. Sometimes the best relationships are the divorces. That's the most successful because they're not negatively affecting each other anymore. So it's success's opposite is failure. And seeing things as failures is not that great, you know? So seeing a divorce from a toxic person as failure is kind of negative and counterproductive. Seeing somebody go into a career that isn't of a high status and seeing that as a failure is also pretty negative and misrepresentative. So I could go on about this for hours about what is success. What do other people consider success? What do I consider success? I don't know. But okay. Then there's the other part about I haven't grown since 2020, which is blatantly untrue. Okay. I do think that I didn't grow very much in 2021. I did not grow much in 2022. I grew a lot in 2023, and that is a fact. Okay. like I've grown in many different ways in 2023. Yes, that doesn't mean I'm a completely changed person, but I feel much better about everything now than I did then. I think a lot of things have happened since 2020. I've changed jobs. I have done a lot of things I never thought was possible of me before. I've moved twice actually, and I've had a different relationship to my family and to my friends, and I've got to therapy, and I have a different relationship to my coworkers, and certain things are more or less important to me than they were before. And so a lot has happened. Okay, I'm not perfect. Obviously, there are certain areas in which I don't really progress much and I stagnate. I haven't gone and created a business. I haven't gone and traveled to some country I've never been to before. I am pretty cautious about things, and I don't do crazy things that maybe would make me braver, make me stronger, that kind of thing. I haven't tried a completely different career. But I think that I've done quite a few good things during this year. And the years before that too. So I do think that I have grown spiritually or self-actualization wise. Of course, I have my insecurities, which I try to overcome. I try to work on myself. But you know, you can't really see the inside of another person. So you can't just assume that I'm at the same place cognitively and everything else about me from 2020. I'm not the same person. I know it's cliche, but I think that my 2020 self would be proud of my 2023 self, to be honest. I'm not sure about my child self, because my child self wanted such different things than me. But I think that my 2020 self would be very proud of my 2023 self. And so I'm glad about that. And then comes to like the traditional success. INFPs earn the least amount of money out of all the types, statistically, which kind of sucks for us, but that's because usually INFPs are either unemployed or like permanently on sick leave, on disability, or they are in a job that is in the creative aspects or the non-profit, and therefore don't earn much money. So, and then there's me, okay. And I happen to be working as a doctor. So I may be one of the INFPs that earns the most money out there. I mean, for Swedish standards, I mean, I don't make six figures, okay? I'm not, in the US, I know that doctors earn six figures. In Sweden, yes, they do if they are specialist doctors. But I'm just a poor resident, okay? Poor. I'm not poor. I'm not rich either. I'm part of the 10%, I would say. I'm not maybe top of the one, like the top 1%. But I'm the top 10%, and I will accept that I have privilege, okay? But I earn quite a lot of money. And I'm pretty good at my job, okay? I'm pretty good at my job. And the only reason that I'm not earning a lot of money is because I work in public healthcare in Sweden. So, if I worked in the private sector, then I would be earning much more. Because of ethical reasons, I am not working in the private sector. I earn quite a lot of money, and also I work a job where you're always learning. You're always learning, and you are not stagnant. Even the doctors who work at the same spot year after year after year, they're always learning something. And that's more than could be said of a lot of jobs, unfortunately. But there is always something new to learn. And you learn a lot from people, and not just from the school books. In 2020, I was working at the same spots that I'm working at now, but I was a junior doctor, and I hadn't done my internship, and I hadn't started my residency. And there was a lot that has changed in my life since then. I became friends with a friend that I had nothing in common with. And since then, I have also become friends with people who were like 15 years older than me. I've become friends with people of many different personality types. I've gone to a completely different part of the country that I'd never been to before. And I moved several times. 3 times, actually. First I moved down there, then I moved one more time while I was down there, and then I moved back. So that was a lot of moving. I've also done some pretty crazy things. I mean, I've gone to Pride and done a bunch of stuff I'd never done before. I went mushroom picking this year, and I've done all sorts of things that I never would have thought possible before. And career-wise, I have a lot more responsibility now than I did as a junior doctor. Even though I'm working at the same workplace, the sorts of things that I do is much wider. I need to take care of people with nosebleeds. Now I can do that all on my own. I don't need anybody next to me to show me how to do things. I can stop a nosebleed. I can do CPR, which I couldn't really do before. I can deal with an acute situation. I have met people and I've met families and had to tell them that their family member has died. I have had to go to people who have died and do some pretty disturbing stuff, which I won't mention. I've had to deal with people shouting at me for destroying somebody's life when actually I haven't. I have had a patient die because I haven't figured out what he was having a problem with. I've had patients who have treated me like shit, and people who have treated me like I was their savior. I have I have seen babies that are less than a day old, and I have seen old people who are over 100 years old, and I've okay, so I'm just here bragging about things, but I want to just show that success isn't just about accomplishments, it's about experiences, but also the fact that you can manage these experiences. I'm much stronger than I ever thought I was. If I'd gone to 2019 me and told her that I'd have done all these things, she wouldn't have believed you. I've met people of all kinds, and that goes for both my career and outside of my job. And I've done some pretty incredible things. I've seen some wonderful things. People crying, people laughing, people giving birth, people dying. I've given cortisone injections, and I've just prescribed people some miracle medicine. I've tried things that didn't work at all. I've met people of many different cultures. I've met some women who did not know how to read, but who had such big hearts that we became friends. I've met people who are super smart and who have no empathy for me, you know? And I've met everything, so many things. And I would still do this job even if I wasn't paid as much, you know? Sometimes I'm like, oh, why am I a doctor? What am I doing? This job sucks and I have too much responsibility and this is too much stress and I'm going to just die. But that is not the truth of it. The truth of it is that it is extraordinary to be able to witness such things and to be there and witnessing so much. Because that's what you do as a doctor a lot of the times, is that you're just witnessing human life in all its forms. And that's why it's considered an art, because it really is art. And I think that that is much more the success of being a doctor than the amount of zeros that are on my like salary sheet or my bank account. So not only am I making a lot of money, but I'm also really grateful to be able to experience this. I wish it wasn't as stressful, and I wish I hadn't gone into burnout, and I wish that there were more humane working conditions. But I would say that that is a measure, like, I think that this is more of success than whatever salary I get for it, you know? And I have progressed a ton since 2020. Like, I don't talk about it much because, you know, in this video format, it's kind of like, you know, time stands still. You know, I just record it, it gets posted, and then it's like, that's an image of me forever. And I try to stay consistent, you know, by having the videos be kind of similar. Obviously, in day-to-day life, things, if you saw me in day-to-day life, you would probably see the difference if you were with me day by day, you know. It's kind of like, you know, the gradual, seeing something gradually change so gradually means that you don't see the change. But if you suddenly look from 2020 to today, if you just jump forward, then you'd see the change. It kind of reminds me of my mom realizing that my grandfather has dementia. It's only because she hasn't had contact with him. So she saw him at this point of time and at this point of time, and she didn't see all of the gradual between. So she can see that it's much clearer the difference. It's much more gradual than that. But once it's gradual, you don't really see it as much. So this was a long video just to respond to some viewer. But I think it's important to think that. So the question is, can INFPs be successful? Well, yes, we can, because we are very self-aware people. And I think that we are all about self-actualization. And what may count as success to us is maybe not what success means to the rest of society. Can INFPs be successful in the conventional sense? Yes, because I earn quite a lot of money and I am a doctor. So yes, you can be successful. Should INFPs strive to be conventionally successful? Maybe not. Maybe that's like you're just inferioritying your way through life and feeling insecure about failing. So that's where I maybe fell into a hole when I decided to become a doctor, is that I maybe decided more for the seeking of status kind of thing that I think that INFPs are prone to do if they get into like the TE grip kind of thing. Sometimes we care more about success than we want to admit. But I think that we'll never be happy with conventional success. What we are happy with is our goals, reaching our goals, and our goals that matter to our heart, you know, not goals that like society has imposed on you, that your family has imposed on you. And that's where I kind of fell into that trap when I first decided to become a doctor, is that I maybe wanted that status, I guess, or that I felt that I needed a job that required a lot of education, like a smart kind of job, you know, well-educated kind of job, not a manual kind of job or that kind of thing, because of the way that I was raised. But I don't regret it. I don't regret it because I think that it is, I think it's important. That the job I'm doing is important, and the world will always need doctors. People will always need somebody to heal them. They always need medical care. So I think that it's an important job. And so for me, it counts as success, the fact that I can do the things that my job requires of me. But I have to see it through my own lens, my own values, my own perspective, and not through what society deems is success. So yes, according to everybody, I am successful. But if I really hated my job, then it wouldn't be success. I wouldn't be reaching my goals and my goals are about finding happiness and finding freedom and like usefulness in what I create and such. And so I can find that sense of meaning in my work. If I were a CEO of some company that I didn't really think it gave so much good in the world, then I might be successful in the conventional sense, but I wouldn't be successful by my standards. You know, it is scary to think about failure, I think, for an introverted feeler with an inferior extroverted thinking. But yeah, the goal shouldn't be conventional success, especially for an INFP, because we are not conventional. So why should we look for conventional success? So that's why you might not find many INFPs in the conventionally successful famous people, or, you know, on social media. I don't think that there are many INFP like CEOs or, you know, bankers, or, I mean, there are certain jobs where I think that INFPs are not really a lot represented. But I don't know why you would want to do that, you know. I'm a doctor because I was really interested in the human body. I was interested in helping people. I was interested, and I still am, in all these things. I'm still interested in being able to advise people, to counsel people, to be there for people in times of distress, to see people healing and getting better, and to understand the workings of the different systems in the body. And I couldn't be a nurse because I just don't have the patience to be a nurse. So I decided to become a doctor instead. I love nurses. We sometimes joke that's like, the nurses are like, oh, why am I a nurse? And then they're like, oh well, I don't envy you doctors because we have quite a lot of responsibilities. And then I'm like, yeah, well, I couldn't. And they're like, oh, I couldn't be a doctor. And I'm like, I couldn't be a nurse. I just am interested in different things than a nurse. I'm interested in like actually understanding the diagnosis and doing all of the detective work behind, rather than the actually like practically caring for a person part of it. There are people who are better than me at that. But yeah, so that comment kind of sparked a lot of ideas for me, because one, are you talking about the conventional idea of success? Two, why are you so interested in that conventional idea of success? Three, if you're talking about not conventional ideas of success, then why should your success be the same as my success? They might be different. And 4, why would success, why would the concept of that be so important to you? And why are you looking for people who are successful to watch, you know? And that's also excluding the whole INFP thing. Why would you look for INFPs if you went to look for conventional success? I don't know. Reply to these questions in the comments. Maybe you guys have some other ideas of what this person might have meant. Maybe you disagree with my whole premise totally. That's fine. Maybe you think I'm just bragging about my success. But thoroughly, like, maybe as a teen I might have been more into the idea of success, but now it's like there's so much better things to do with my life. Okay, so I don't care much for success in the conventional sense. I care about things that are more important, I would say. So yeah, tell me what you guys think. This is a long video, but I felt like I needed to make it because I think that a lot of us INFPs get kind of envious of more productive types, more successful types, and we need to realize that wasn't the path our life was going to go. So yeah, have a great day.